Hello, my name's Des Smith, and on behalf of my company and colleagues, it's a great honour to represent the country of China in this 2019 Global PMO award process. We're proud to make this presentation, and thanks very much to the PMO Global Alliance for giving us this excellent opportunity. The company name is GKN Automotive, and in China we are a joint venture with Shanghai GKN Huayu Driveline System, also known as SDS. So the company name throughout this presentation will be referred to as GKN SDS. Here is the GKN SDS Project Management PMO leadership team, consisting of myself, Nina Li, Pan Bing and Pang Shuang, who represent a wider team of project managers and support people in the organisation. And we'll be explaining how the PMO is driving a greener future, how we're balancing cultures between East and West, business processes, new methodologies combined with traditional, and incorporating all this into our newer, more varied, more complex product range, which are going into more advanced, more electric, more greener vehicles, contributing to a safer and cleaner environment for all of us. Here's the agenda. We'll do a brief overview of the company and then go through PMO history, structure, objective, result and next steps. As a company, we are the global leader in driveline, all-wheel drive systems and e-drive systems. We have the number one market share in all those product areas. In fact, 90% of the world's vehicle manufacturers use GKN's technology, and over 50% of the world's vehicles driving on the roads have products made by us. We are the world leader, and we had sales last year of almost £5 billion. This gives you an idea about the global footprint that we have. We are in 23 countries, 54 manufacturing locations, with 29,000 employees worldwide. And here in the photographs are just some examples of the locations, all the way from Mexico and the USA through Europe and over to Asia, which includes China, Japan, Malaysia and many other countries. We also have extensive research and development and test centres. You can see here we cover those in all three major continents. This page looks quite complex, and it's meant to be because our product range is very complex. And basically our program management and PMO all evolves around the introduction of these products that you see here into mass production. The vehicle cutaway in the centre, you can see the blue area. That is the driveline system. And GKN makes everything that's involved in the driveline system, from basic steel joints through to drive shafts and prop shafts, rear drive modules, power transfer units, and over on the right hand side more of the electric based gearboxes with motors and also software. Our products are machined to tight tolerances, assembled together and go through many iterations from design, testing, prototypes, all the way to final product to the customer. We have strong customer involvement. We supply companies such as Ford, GM, Volvo, all the way through to some luxury and sports brands such as BMW, Porsche, Lamborghini and many others. From common petrol, gasoline driven vehicles to a mix with electric or hybrids to full electrified vehicles now as we enter the new energy vehicle market. Next is a short video showing how these products are manufactured and assembled. You just saw our complete product range. And basically in China, we have the capability to manufacture all these type of products. Our products go through a wide variety of machining, assembly and testing processes. Each plant and line has a varying degree of automation and robots, but it's mainly the highly skilled teams of operators, engineers, supported by other functions, that bring these parts into mass production. As I stated before, our project management and PMO all evolves around these products, converting from design into high volume production. So in summary here, GKN has long been and still is recognized as a world leader in engineering and technology. But recently, it's the way we've been successfully applying project management with strong PMO support to introduce all these highly complex products into mass production, which has caught the attention, especially in China, with our customers, within our company, with institutions and also the media. Our PMO is the heart of this success and recognition. Much more about that later, but here next, just a brief summary of China.
Let me introduce something about China. China is located in East Asia and the population is around 1.4 billion. Our area is around 9.6 million square meters and the capital is Beijing. Since 2009, China became the biggest auto market till now. 1/4 of the world consumption is in China. Since 2010, China has been the world's second biggest economy by normal GDP. Since 2014, the largest economy in the world by purchasing power parity is China. Globally, more and more countries are working on the new energy vehicle regulations and already had a switch point from the combustion engine to the new energy vehicle. Government of China has implemented strict target to reduce vehicle emissions, accelerating the push for the electrification of vehicles, and other countries are implementing their own regulations and target with the time frames. We are promoting a greener, safer, and healthier life. You can see the growth of the new energy vehicle market in China here. From 2013 to 2018, we increased from 20,000 to 1 million in around 5 years. And in 2018, China produced half of the new energy vehicle volume in the world. SDS is a joint venture of GKN and Hasco. We are the first automotive joint venture in China. SDS had 10 facilities in China, which including 9 plants and 1 technical center. SDS has more than 40 OEM customers in China, including large global car makers with China joint ventures and some new starters which take the advantage of e-drive policy. PMO history. SDS was established in 1988 and we produced drive shaft and prop shaft for China market over 25 years. Since 2013, we established a new business unit which focus on all-wheel drive and e-drive systems. Software development is also part of the system integration. In addition, GKN formalized global PMO and process in 1997. PMO rolled out in China in 2005, which support the business rapid growth. Since 2015 till now, electrified product with software embedded into our product stream, and SDS joined the PMI and rewarded as the 2018 Project of the Year. We also add agile mindset into our business procedure of project management. Our PM nature is start from traditional, switch to traditional plus overlapping, and then improve to hybrid, which including traditional plus overlapping plus agile.
After the PMO history introduction by Mr. Pan, now it's my turn to introduce the China PMO structure. I'm Nina Lee. I'm Asia Pacific PMO of GKN. I work together with Mr. Des Smith, who is the Asia Pacific Program Director. This is the China PMO. And you can see we also have Asia PMO, America PMO, Europe PMO, and Global PMO. China PMO is a very important part of the PMO community. You can see the strong link and communication among them. The regular PMO meetings and face-to-face workshops can ensure the strong link of our community. The Global PMO organizes various useful trainings. It will share the updated processes, procedures, way of working, IT system updates, etc. useful informations. And all the PMOs are in the different work groups that are interested. So that means it's not the global PMO who are the decision makers, but all of them are the decision makers for the different topics they are working on. Therefore, it is a very democratic and motivated atmosphere in our PMO community. The best practices can be shared from the region or the plant to the global PMO, and then to apply globally. The next page is the global PMO structure. The head of the PMO in GKN is Global Vice President of Program Management Department. He directly reports to the Global CEO, which it shows the importance of project management in GKN. It has 3 regions, and Asia Pacific is one of it. The China PMO dotted line reports to the Asia Pacific PMO. And on the right hand is the different functions in China, like purchasing, finance, quality, and etc. Those different functions, they work in the different specific programs and support the projects. The dotted line reports to the project manager in their specific projects. As you may see the detailed example in later page of communication metrics, the people are the key of the successful launch. And this one is the China PMO structure. The China PM Director report directly to the General Manager of China and dotted line to the Asia Pacific PM Director. He has PMOs in charge of different functions, such as tools training reports, processes and tools, and this one in charge of KPI and audit. For the external activities, there are external events such as visit, external workshop, trainings, and liaison with government, benchmarking within the industry, etc. So after the introduction of the China PMO structure, next, Mr. Des Smith will introduce the PMO vision of China.
So up to now you've seen a company overview at the global and local China level. My colleagues Pambing and Nina have taken you through the PMO history and structure. So now it's time to move on to objectives. First, the vision. It's important that we have and embrace our vision, that it's aligned to the global PMO vision, but however includes the unique values and culture of working in China. First point, to create true value for our shareholders and customers through the PMO and program management excellence, to support, empower and motivate our cross-functional teams to lead new programs and projects which meet or exceed the timing, quality and financial targets, to provide excellent cross-functional business processes, tools and methodologies, to differentiate our company from its competitors through world-leading PMO and program management, to create and maintain a culture which focuses on prevention, continuous learning and improvement, and to share our best practices and learnings throughout our organisation and across the wider community. So how do we pursue this vision and fulfil it against our objectives? This slide shows some of the key success drivers and enablers coordinated through our PMO. Procedures and processes, standards and tools, best practices and lessons learned, portfolio management, global communication in our company, know-how transfer, KPIs, both lead and lag, methods, traditional and agile, and a hybrid approach, increasing the capability of our people, and finally, respect for the cultures. There's more about these later. This slide just shows that all these through the Program Management Office, enabling the project manager and the team members to deliver to the customer. And what's important is the feedback loops from the customer to the project manager and key team members, back through the PMO to improve continuously our processes and success drivers. The next few slides do cover more details about the items in these grey boxes on the left-hand side.
For the objective and success drivers overview that you saw just now, let's take a look at the standards and tools first that will be introduced by me. GKN has standard and yet flexible project management standards. We have a full range of standards that help the project managers in their project management, such as the gateway review procedures, change management, risk management procedures, program category procedures, program reviews and reporting procedures, project kickoff meeting procedure, project financial management procedures, etc. These are part of the project management department responsible procedures and processes, with methods also available. For other function responsible procedures, which is also PM supporting document, global PMO is involving in the approval process. On the right side is one example of the PM tools, which is the dashboard. We currently have advanced PM systems to capture the real-time project information and the dashboard system to demonstrate visually to the users of the up-to-date data. The example is we have the customer information here, the project overview, and the health score that I will introduce later, and test the resource, RASI information, and the risk information, the early warnings, focus task of the project manager, the gateway and milestone information. So just an example of this. And we can see it supports a better view of current situation and to nail the upcoming work and prevent the foreseen risks. And also it can help you to prioritize your work wisely. This is one of the standards and tools. We call it Project Health Check. And the health check is functioning as an internal audit, referring to the OPM3 concept. The China PMO assess the project department and the plant overall project management maturity using the preset criteria in the checklist. And you can see it is separated into different sections such as program requirement, risk management, competencies, etc. By using this, we can easily find the opportunities PMO to provide trainings and tools to help the project manager using this as lead indicator. The lead indicator means we do not wait for the result of the project, but we need to predictively find the risks and issues and solve it before it becomes a problem. So this needs a frequent and periodically check and separate into the different scores like fully compliant, minor non-compliance, major non-compliance, not compliant, not applicable, and get adding together with the weighted average, we can get a percentage of compliance. The project best practice. As a PMO, we can often find the PMs have an improvement space regarding the methods and templates. Therefore, the frequent face-to-face meeting need to be provided to them. Also, due to the difference of each person, the levels of the project manager output varies. They have different way of working and they're using different template. PMO to find the best example during the health check that we talked about just now and share with the other project managers to increase the overall project management level to a higher one in the company. This is extremely helpful for project managers who newly entered the company. In the China PMO organization chart, we know that there is a dedicated PMO who is in charge of the external activities, and benchmarking with other companies is one of the external activities, because we want to know the newest project management trend and how does their other companies doing regarding the project management, which might also suitable for our company. In this example, we visited China Telecom. The China Telecom, they introduced the essence of their project management to us, and they showed us how advanced their IT infrastructure, their back-end support the big data analysis. One project is the Shanghai Disneyland. Through the big data analysis, the China Telecom showed us the real-time data of Shanghai Disneyland, such as the currently amount of people and their genders, where are they from, their current location, how much money did they spend for their lunch, and other useful information for the Disneyland managers to know. And they can even focus the upcoming days of amount of visitors. This is a very successful project with PMO support. What's interesting is before this project, they didn't have PMO, but since they used the help from the PMO for this project, they began to realize the importance of the PMO. So the management decided to add the PMO in their functions officially since then. Our company in China attach much importance in lessons learned. Lessons learned helps preventing traps that happened in previous projects, and also it can help gain the good practices in previous projects, and we can apply it in future projects. It is extremely important as we rapidly grow in China market. We are manufacturing more complex products with new technology. That means our project needs to be more complex. And we have the tools and methods to share and show lessons learned immediately, all the way from global project leaders down to the shop floor team. So lessons learned for us is not a negative meaning, but we see it in a positive way. To do rapid iteration of prototypes by applying lessons learned is one of the good examples. Here is the example of the lessons learned meeting in the shop floor. Next, Mrs. Smith will introduce the concept of portfolio management in our company.
Our use of portfolio management starts very early in China. In fact, it begins before programs are officially won and kicked off. By doing it this way, it means that the team of sales, engineering and program management can get together, list all the potential business opportunities or projects, prioritize them based on benefits, values, strategy and other criteria. From this list, the team can define the ranking of projects or group of projects which the team wants to go after and win. This itself is an iterative process, with the team meeting regularly to update and re-review this list, and it allows the teams to apply the right resources and focus on the business which we want to win. It's also starting to add value even at this stage to the customers. Here's an example of how we use portfolio management in China across all the programs once they've been won and kicked off. This is just a snapshot. In reality, the chart we use is much, much larger and we integrate it into our systems. But here we have 9 fictional programs down the left, with some project information about each one. Towards the right hand side is the calendar, which for each project lists the key milestones and iterations. And it also applies a risk rating to each one, which comes from the specific project manager and their team. By combining all this into a single portfolio view, it allows the PMO and the management team to look at any upcoming overall general risks and put in preventive actions early to prevent problems for the team and the program managers. For example, if we were in October 2018, we can look ahead 4 months into February in 2019, March, April. We can see during those 3 months there, every program has got an OT, which is one of our acronyms for off-tooling, which are significant milestones for these programs. We can also see that in August 2019 and September, every program has got OTOP, or off-tool, off-process events as well. Individual project managers and teams cannot necessarily see these combined risks and opportunities. So, for example, some preventive action could be taken here, whether it's to move some of these events around, to add extra people, to plan for extra test rigs, to move things. That many different options occur, and the team sees the benefits. And the team becomes motivated from this approach because it shows that the PMO and management care about the bigger picture and are helping them to take preventive measures.
Just like what Mr. Des Smith introduced regarding portfolio management in his previous slides, it brings many benefits to the organization. The benefits we can see in our company in China are as below. Priority setting, to help prioritize our work. Resource utilization, here the resources can be financial resources, material, human resources, test rigs, etc. that can be allocated properly in the projects and integrate when it is necessary, such if we purchase in a large scale that will add negotiation power for our company. So this is an example of doing the resource integration. There are other benefits of portfolio management as those listed. Therefore, by the good portfolio management, we are more able to provide high-quality products and services and gain the maximum profit through the project for the company. PMO is definitely the suitable role together with management to do the decision of resource allocation and integration. And here, eventually, we have high-performing teams and employee satisfaction, and the business growth is aligned to the strategy. Next is the global communication matrix. that will be introduced by SDS.
Communication is important in any project, but in the case of China, it's critical. We have so many programs involving our sister companies, our global customers, suppliers, etc. To define the team and the communication channels is imperative to project success. Here you see an example of one of our team charts. We do have standards for this type of chart, but we also allow flexibility based on the nature of the project. In this case, you'll see the area in green, which represents the core cross-functional team. Down the left side in the black boxes are the leaders of the team members to provide support, buy-in, and if necessary, any escalations. The middle column are more team members, in this case from another specific plant in China. Second from the right are a list of cross-functional team contacts in another GKN company outside China, supporting China for this project. In this case, we have a large localization project of products, processes, know-how, lessons, the list goes on, from a company in the USA over to China. We also include our key customer contacts. We share this chart with our customers and they really appreciate it, not just because they can see a good, solid, cross-functional team in place, but also it helps them understand who their contacts are and sets the relationship and teamwork going from day one. This team really works and is critical to success in any of our projects.
After the global communication matrix introduction by Mr. SDS, let me introduce know-how transfer. For the programs that China is lacking of experience, all the needed functions give on-site support. They either reside in the plant temporarily or fly frequently to China. For this kind of in-depth knowledge transfer, we call it deep dive. All the experts getting together to prevent risks and solve the problems that build enormous knowledge base for China, which guarantee the successful launch of the projects. We are one team and we have one common goal. All the sports are centering in China. Here's the concept of lead and lag indicators. The KPI that people often talk about always refers to the lag indicators, just like the mirror, to look back what we have done and to measure the goals. But how about looking forward? What we are doing now might have some potential risks and need improvement. And this is the lead indicator. Lead indicators is predictive and influencing. The lead and lag indicators are complementary to each other. The lag indicators can reflect the current situation that need PMO to work on and use the lead indicators to improve gradually. So the lead and lag are connected. For the processes and methods and tools that are introduced previously by the conformance checking, by PMO to make sure the continuous improvement of the project management. And the best practice need to be shared and deployed in all projects. The lag indicators, such as the delivery, quality, and financial information, can also be tracked by PMO. This will lead to the better result of the lag indicator if we do the lead well. This is the real purpose of management. And next is the Agile concept introduction by SDS.
This is one of our favourite slides to capture the evolution to the hybrid process that we now have in China. It's a wonderful blend of traditional and agile together. Allow me to explain. In the past, our 7-phased approach was very much waterfall. Very much one phase had to be finished until the next one started. As a result, we had quite long development lead times, and the resulting negative aspects of this type of setup of process. It is a very strong process. It's recognized by our customers as one of the world leaders, but something had to change, especially in China, with the rapidly reducing life cycles and ever-changing customer requirements for more complex new products. First of all, we had to overlap the phases. We still use, and it's very important we use, the traditional milestones or gateways. In our industry, it's very important that we fix the design at some point to allow the rest of the process to take place successfully. However, we do more and more iterations. It depends on the product. You recall the slide I showed earlier with the variety of products that we have. Some products may be okay with 2, 3, 4 iterations, but some of the more newer and more complex ones can have up to 10 or more iterations. So there's no one size fits all here. The concept is the same, but the execution can be flexible. So within each iteration, we typically have a spec and a design, tooling and parts, manufacture and assemble, inspect and test, and deliver and use. The earlier in the phase, the more basic are the prototypes, but the important thing is that we get some workable solutions to our customers or to our test area and learn and provide feedback into the next iterations. And that's shown here with the blue arrows going in. The more advanced, the further down we get in the project, the less focus there are on spec and design and tooling and BOP, because all that needs to be in place in time for the specific traditional milestones that are common in the automotive industry. These acronyms are some automotive terms for specific builds across customers. The $ represents true value to the customer. Plus it's normally when we get our money back as well for samples, but it's the main representation here is for value. So this process we find is extremely important to our success, and the PMO is key here to taking this and spreading it and explaining it and showing how it works throughout the organization using good examples.
Talents are the most important asset for our company in China. We'd like our people to develop themselves, get more knowledge and experience, benefit themselves, and feel self-fulfilled through working in the company. By doing this skill assessment here, you can see the example. We can find what skills, that knowledge that people are lacking of. Then we make the plan accordingly. And different people and different roles, that there are different requirements. So to improve our people's capability, the PMO will conduct training, workshop, and in-work one-on-one coach, guidance, and best practice to reach the goal. Our goal is for all the PMs to improve themselves and reach and even surpass the requirements.
Right, last but not least in this section is about the China culture and how it gets embraced to achieve the objectives. Just myself being from the West and working in several different countries in Europe, Americas, and also in Asia, and now 4 years in China, it's clear to me that in any culture, but in this case China, There are specific aspects of the culture which really help all the aforementioned factors to support our PMO and project management success. And here's a few of them. Trust and cooperation. We mentioned earlier about not just the joint venture 31 years established that we have here, which is vital for success in business in China. And that 31 years represents very strong trust and relationships, but also at a working level. In any country, it takes time to build up trust and relations. I find that in China, once you have that trust, it's very difficult to be broken, and it's very important for working and doing business. The Chinese seem to be very open to receiving and sharing information, and that's key here to global team support. It's a hard-working culture. The hospitality in China is second to none, and that's important with all the visitors that we have coming over to help China. They feel very welcome. They enjoy the food, the drink, the hospitality in general. Collective spirit. There's a feeling of we're in this together rather than an individual focus. Flexibility, whether it's from working hours and tasks to implementing new ideas, new processes, new ways of thinking. Agile is a good example. It's growing so rapidly in China, and that's partly due to the flexible mindset of people here. Win-win. Always looking for mutually beneficial outcomes. There's many more, but these are just a selection based on my experience, which I see as very significant factors in supporting everything else that we've been presenting here and contributing to the success of the PMO and the project management process. None of these objectives could take place without the people. And here's a couple of photos just to show our appreciation of the teamwork that goes on here. In the photos, there are teams of cross-functional people integrated with the PMO team members, working on agile, working together in a visible, hands-on, collaborative way. And that really is the key to success. On the right, this has contributed to one of the first e-drive assembly products in the world, made in China. So how about our results? You've already seen some of the overall company growth and expansion results, both globally and in China, and that's certainly been supported by the PMO. But let's take a look at a few more tangible and intangible results from the China PMO. Through our PMO, GKN SDS has definitely consolidated as the number one complete driveline system supplier in China. We've gone from $0 to $400 million and growing in sales just in the new product range in China, and there's a lot more business and growth going on. The PMO has successfully supported major expansion activities, which includes 2 new world-class manufacturing facilities we mentioned earlier. We've successfully implemented over 300 significant new products, including for the new energy vehicle market. The KPIs have been improved. The customers are very satisfied and more satisfied than ever. We've won multiple honours and awards, including in project management for the first time. We're recognised across industries as a world-leading PMO, not only in automotive. We have highly motivated and satisfied employees. GKN SDS is seen as a great place to work. What's impressed our customers and stakeholders with these key performance indicator improvements over the past 4 years in quality, deliveries and financials is the way it's been achieved during a period of high VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity During this time, we've been launching more complex, more varied, more challenging products and projects into the business in China. GKN is no stranger to winning awards, usually in the fields of engineering, quality, best supplier. However, in October 2018, we were proud to receive the PMI Project Management of the Year award in China. Some of the impressive finalists included Huawei, China Telecom, and other high-tech giants. So it was an especially proud moment for my team to receive this award as a direct result of the PMO and all the project management teams and people involved. Here's a few more examples of some of the awards that we've won, directly influenced by the PMO and the work that the teams have done. Another result of the PMO's work is that we've become an industry benchmark. We like to share. We welcome visitors to our facilities. We like to go visit other facilities in whatever industry to share, learn, and collaborate. All these results have been great for our company name and branding and winning new business. But in the PMO, we also feel like we have a strong corporate social responsibility. So this has allowed us to establish strong partnerships with a variety of local and international institutions and universities. The example shown are with the University of Warwick, and on the right was a presentation made at Jiao Tong University in Shanghai. And all this is to support our next generation of talent and help people with their careers in project management, giving back a bit to society. So, following the results, here we are to the final section, next steps. What's next? Besides doing what we're doing, we still want to improve and do more. We want to continue supporting the company's strategy for growth, more business, expansion, especially in the new energy vehicle market, which you've seen the major growth is in China. Nurturing our talent, training, more certifications, change leaders, and lean and agile, some of the key areas that we're promoting and already training and certifying our teams. As new people come along, we need to continue doing that. We'll continue to pilot and show and communicate the small victories which represent some of the changes in mindset and ways of working across the organization. We're already continuously improving, and we're going to continue on the value-adding business processes and practices. That could be eliminating some or improving others to support all project management activities. Keep learning the latest trends in our and other industries via benchmarking sessions. We find that's helping us a lot and helping share with other people and companies. Also sharing and giving back across our organization. You saw the corporate responsibility slides. Finally, and most important, we must and we will continue putting our people first, always. We can have the best processes, the best technology, the best products, but without people, none of this would be possible. It's people who make the difference, and I'm lucky to be working with such a great team, especially in China. We must recognize the teams and celebrate success. So with that, we want to say 谢谢, which is thank you in Chinese. Thank you to my team, for Nina Pambing for presenting here, and for everybody else that were involved in not just putting these slides together, but contributing to the content of them throughout the organisation and especially the PMO in China. We're excited to continue this journey. Thank you again.